Alright, yeah, it's Brawl's Day, my dude. So, without further ado, let's get into what we're playing today. Today, we're actually going to be playing with Eldraine's favourite Planeswalker, Grunk Wildman. So, Grunk Wildman is a 6-mana, 5-loyalty Planeswalker. For his 0, he gets to create 2 2/2 black and green wolf creature tokens with, whenever this creature dies, put a loyalty counter on each Garruk you control. The -3 allows you to kill a creature and draw a card. Shame it doesn't do Planeswalkers, but I imagine that'd be a little too broken. And then his 6, which you can get to by killing your wolves, allows you to give your creatures +3/+3 and trample as an emblem as well. So it's not just until the end of the turn, which means you can use this to generate a ton of wolves and then eventually turn them into 5/5s. So one of the strategies you use with Grunk is actually to race straight into that emblem and then just use the second cast of Grunk to make the 5/5s instead. So you're going to have like one wolf left over after you manage to kill your own creature. We do have a few ways of doing that in a profitable fashion as well. We've got things like Vraska Golgari Queen, who can sack permanents to draw cards and gain life. We've even got Death Sprout, which actually allows us to ramp a little bit when we kill our stuff. We're not going to be wanting to do it in that sense if we don't have to, but definitely a way of killing our own creatures is a nice thing to have. But yeah, to get to 6 mana, we want to ramp to this guy as early as possible. So as far as mana docs are concerned, we got the Gilded Goose, makes a food token, can crack foods for 1 mana of any colour. Paradise Druid, 1 mana of any colour and a hexproof creature, very nice. We've got the Arcane Signet, auto-include of course. Golgari Locket, which can double up as card draw in the late game. Gift of Paradise, Leyline Prowler, Death Touch and Lifelink, very good. Circuitous Route, Death Sprout is removal and ramp, so very useful there. And we've even got Beanstalk Giant hiding up over here as a 3 mana card, so he's going to sit right about here. He's also a big boy later in the game, and if you can get that emblem, he's a trampling big boy. So yeah, this is mostly kind of a control mid-range deck, so there's a hell of a lot of removal in here as well. We got the usual suspects, Assassin's Trophy. We got the Casualties of War in the top end, which is super powerful. Eugene has a minus to kill permanents, can also tick up and make 5/5 tramplers like Grunk once we've got our emblem. Another way we can win is using Vraska's ultimate, which is not too slow to get to either. -9 allows you to get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, that player loses the game. Very useful if you've got tramplers, especially Death Touch tramplers, because that's an auto win right there. Even Questing Beast as well, just a nice powerful creature. A lot of the creatures we got in here are just nice powerful creatures or mana dorks. We got Storev, Devkarim Lich, so if we want to, we can put Garruk into the graveyard instead and bring him back to our hand if we can deal combat damage successfully with Storev. We don't want to be risking that one too much though, because if he gets stuck in the graveyard, we're in a bit of trouble. This is one of the few ways that we can actually get him back, short of like Plane-Wide Celebration. Another top-end card allows us to proliferate, because we do have a little bit of a Planeswalker theme going on here. Not only is our commander a Planeswalker, but we do have the Vraskas, the Nissas, which makes counter-based lands, so we can proliferate on that. We got the Eugene, and we've even got Liliana as well. Another way to win the game on the -9. She's also good removal, and she just allows us to make creatures to gum up the board, things like that. A lot of our creatures are kind of going to do that. Clackbridge Troll, more card draw than a big threat in my opinion, but really cool otherwise. And yeah, the rest of it's kind of just, you know, pieces of removal here and there, just good value cards. If it's a good value card, it's probably in here. If it is Golgari, the mana base kind of speaks for itself. We've got the Castle Garenbrig, which is just going to double up as a forest. I don't see this being tapped very often, and even then, it's probably tapped in the early game when we're not going to use it anyway, so there's just pure upside on running the Castle Garenbrig here. But we can actually use it to tap 4 and tap to make 6 mana, essentially generating 1 extra green mana to cast creature spells and activate abilities of creatures, which might come up. You never know. It's just there as an option. Castle Lochthwain, though, is probably the more useful of the castles. If we're empty-handed, it's very useful, since we get to pay 3, tap it, and draw a card, lose life equal to the number of cards in our hand. 7 swamps, 7 forests, nice even balance with this deck, and then we've got all the dual lands we can run. Golgari Guildgate, which can actually be pulled off the circuitous route, so it's nice to have a dual land available for this one. Jungle Hollow gains a bit of life. Overgrown Tomb comes however we want it to. cost 2 life, if we want to make that decision. Temple of Milady, tips the hat for a scry. Command Tower, Golgari on tap land. Cryptic Caves, if we flood out, then it's card draw. Pretty nice. And 2 Thinning Lands in Fabled Passage and Evolving Wilds to make sure our colours are fixed. And that's essentially the deck. Hope you guys enjoy this one. If you do enjoy Brawl and you want to see more of it, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments section below what you guys are playing these days. Very interested to hear that kind of thing. But without further ado, let's get into some gameplay and I hope you enjoy it. Alrighty then, we're in, and we got some filtering. One of them's free, so can't really turn down a hand like this, I don't think. So our opponent is playing Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, so likely... Oh, is it going to be Self-Mill? I feel like if you're running Jace, you're running Self-Mill, otherwise you'd run Ashiok, right? It's just more options. We'll see. So we got ourselves a land, so we are going to crack our Evolving Wilds. And we're pretty even on mana, so I don't think it really matters which one we pick. We'll go with Forest since most of our hand is green already anyway, so pass the turn. No reason to use Once Upon a Time until we actually plan on using a spell. So, I mean, now looks like a good time to use Once Upon a Time, because then we can do Bond of Flourishing to pick up whatever we're missing. Okay. I guess it's Clackbridge Troll. We've already got enough lands. Then again, if they actually mill us, Fine Broker's pretty good, right? And just pick out whatever they mill. Yeah. Also comes a lot sooner. So let's play a Swamp, play a Bond of Flourishing, and get a Cryptic Caves. That's a redraw down the line. Obviously, we probably want to be dodging the colourless until turn 5 anyway, because of the Fine Broker, but all depends on what our opponent's doing, I suppose. Midnight Clock. Should be able to deal with that easy enough. I can't imagine we have too much trouble with that. So I could play the Cryptic Caves because they know about it, and just go with like a Leyline Prowler. Probably do that. They haven't really milled us, so Fine Broker's probably not going to be necessary next turn anyway. Keep some unknown cards in our hand, and we're up to 5 mana next turn, so, you know, slow to the Grunk, but our opponent's slow about killing us as well, I suppose. So not really too much issues. Yeah, we got lots of artifact and enchantment removal, so it's really not too much of an issue. Ooh, Mana Rock, eh? And a God Eternal Kefnet. Okay. So we can't really play the Locket and play something else. I could just Questing Beast straight into the Kefnet. I'm not against doing that. Also, Fine Broker just gets it back as well. So let's get that damage going. You know what? Death Touch. Let's go. All in. They block anything, Kefnet has to go back into the deck, and I don't think that's really what they want to be doing. So, we'll see what they decide. Yeah. Called it. Alright. Do they reveal an instant or sorcery? Nope. It's about a 50-50 shot half of the time that Kefnet whiffs. It's probably a little bit more than that. So I imagine they've got a few mill-based creatures in there as well. So how do we want to deal with Kefnet? Do we just want a Grunk? And minus on Kefnet? That's probably the right idea. If they play like Jace here, we can Grunk, kill Kefnet, and then Questing Beast gets in and deals damage to our opponent, which then triggers on Jace, but looks like they're not going to go that plan. Maybe they're not. Yeah, it looks like they're keeping up mana. Well, I'm just going to keep hitting you in the face, if you're going to play it that way. Grunk Smash. Got to block eventually. And I don't really have to play into that spell you got there. Alright. Fair, I suppose. Let's just do... Yeah, I guess we're just going to do Golgari, Guildgate, replay Questing Beast. Let's play mana efficient. Looks like we're not going to need this Golgari Locket. It hasn't really ramped us anywhere. We already had our 3 mana ramp spell with the Leyline Prowler, and it's pushing through damage regardless, so not too bad. If they're not planning on blocking with Kefnet, they should really be attacking with it. Unless they want to convince me that they have a plan to block it, but we all know that they don't, because 2 Death Touches doesn't make a good block. Alright. It's possible they're also protecting their Midnight Clock with mana here, and just hoping that we'll play something eventually, which, again, we really just don't need to, because we're doing 6 damage a turn here. Brazen Borrower, yep, can't block. They've still got 3 mana open. So I'm playing around like Didn't Say Please and Sinister Sabotage, and there's another Thought Erosion. I don't really know what the name of it is, actually. There is a card anyway that mills 3 or 4 that is also a counter spell. Similar to Didn't Say Please. Thought Collapse? God, there's so many thought-based cards. Lose track. Alright. Let's play that. Let's play that. Let's just ramp out, essentially. Let's play that. All of these things we're playing right now, not particularly worth countering. There, yeah, Thought Collapse. That's the one. Alright. Still haven't found any of our enchantment removal, though. Really thought we'd roll some of that over at some point. So yeah, we've got Assassin's Trophy, we've got Status Statue, we've got Casualties of War, little 4 mana Vraska. I think that might be about it, as far as enchantment removal is concerned, an artifact. I can always check here, I suppose. Eugene would do it. And yeah, that looks about it, actually. So they've got a card draw on the Spectral Sailor if they want it. We do have Fine Broker into Questing Beast out of the yard, which is nice. Death Sprout, you say? Well, they know about the Fine Broker, so should we just get that over with? I think we might as well. Might as well. Lets us know what they've got. They're not interested in that Fine Broker. Okay. Yeah, let's just put a Questing Beast in. Hasty 4/4. Death Toucher. Bad blocks yet again. Maybe they have the Didn't Say Please here. They don't. Could still have bounce spells, I assume, is a possibility. Or are we just going to put counters on the Midnight Clock? I don't really see them having a new 7 being a particularly powerful thing, since they've done so little with the 7 they started with. There's the Kefnet. So whatever they don't play in the next turn cycle is just going to go away. So yeah, they want to make sure that all of their stuff is in. We can actually Death Sprout Kefnet, which shuffles him back into the deck. Oh, we're definitely getting something now. Well, I don't really need the lands, but I'd prefer the lands. So let's go with an Omnixus's Cruelty on the Kefnet. Resolves immediately. Alright. So if you choose to put it in the deck, it's just going to get shuffled in, so it's not going to stay in the top 3 when Midnight Clock goes off. We can even do Grunk, Cursed Huntsman. I think that'll probably just close out this game. Bit of Grunk action.
You're not scared of dogs, are you?
Get on in. At 2. Let's see what they can do with their new hand. I don't suspect they can do very much. We could even Death Sprout one of our wolves and then ult Garruk, which gives +3/+3 and trample to all of my creatures as part of an emblem. It's really nice. Could even just Liliana minus as well, sack the 2 wolves, No doubt, though, they've got some counter magic in hand, so none of that would really happen, but they're kind of forced to act right now, because we've already presented lethal. They can't block the questing beast. Well, now they can. It shouldn't be an issue, though. I think we've got them on the Liliana minus, right? Actually, they've got the... well, they've got the attack. Yeah, and now they're just dead. Command zone, please. They're dead right here. Alright. Bit of a slow game from our opponent. They didn't really do anything. I think they were kind of trying to be reactive, and we'd already set our proactive board, so, you know, the reactive strategy doesn't really work when you're losing. It only works when you're winning, and you have to maintain that winning position, otherwise it all falls apart, and that's exactly what happened to our opponent over there. So, yeah, I don't think they barely even milled us as well, which is insane. I don't even know if they are a mill deck, because they shuffled graveyards back in, and so they won't self-mill. Yeah, I just don't know what they were doing. I'm confused. Let's go for another game. Alrighty then, we are back in with another edition of Grunk Wildman. We're going up against Nikya of the Old Ways. You cannot cast non-creature spells, and whenever you tap a land for mana, add that one mana of any type. So it's basically creature tribal, which I think we're going to be in an absurdly good position to beat. So, yep, we're going to keep this. Most of our deck is creature removal, so, you know, when Nikya comes down on turn 5, because I'm assuming she's not going to come down much earlier than that, we are just going to murder it left, right, and centre. We do still have to draw said murder-based cards, but I'm sure we won't struggle. So it looks like we're just going to go Gift of Paradise next turn. Elder Spell. That's going to be very useless in this particular matchup. Yeah, I guess we're just going to Gift of Paradise, the Swamp. Not sure it matters. So if they use Paradise Druid, we can minus on the Vraska, but the likelihood is there's going to be a creature that does it. Ooh, they are running Arcane Signet. Alright. Okay. Yeah, let's just do... oh, we could do Clackbridge Troll, I suppose. Start drawing some cards and forcing them to exile some stuff and let us draw some action, because we do need the answer to Nikya here, so... yeah, I wouldn't mind having some removal spells that can take care of that before they get to double their mana. So it's only when the land is tapped for mana, so the mana dorks don't tap, I believe. Yeah, only the land. Find Finality. We're 1 mana short of making our Clackbridge Troll a big boy. That's a terrible shame. Let's just do combat first. Since they're probably just going to crack a goat again. So this just gives us more options. Yeah, there's a land drop for the turn. And now we could do some Grunk action. I don't mind a bit of Grunk. Grunk make 2 wolves.
We were born for the hunt.
And now we can do like Vraska tick up on a wolf and then ult Grunk if we wanted to. Or we could just murder Nikya, that's also just fine. That looks like exactly what we're gonna do, so let's murder Nikya. There she goes. Bit of an ass trophy as well. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, let's just go to combat again, I guess. See what happens. Another goat goes. Another land drawn. I guess we have to leave one back. If they kill it, then Grunk goes up to 3 loyalty anyway, and Paradise Druid can't kill it. Let's do There's nothing in our yard worth grabbing just yet, so let's do Golgari Locket in the deck. Oh, ramp up, should I say. We could do a circuitous route so that we don't draw extra lands. I'm not against that. Can even grab a Golgari Guildgate as well while we're at it. Yeah, why not? So, Guildgate, and we got a Swamp in hand, we'll grab a Forest. We got tons of mana now, so we could actually recast Grunk whenever we want. We got the answer to Nikya, and yeah, I think they realise that this game is well and truly over. That 8-8 is on its way in no time at all, and they are just too far behind, so yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Grunk Wildman, he's an efficient killer. Let's go for another game. Alrighty then, we're in, and our hand looks good. We're up against the good old Golos Tireless Pilgrim. So whenever Golos enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield, Field of the Dead, and you can pay Wooburg and 2 to exile 3 cards and play them for free. There's nothing absolutely wrong with this hand at all, so lots of ramp here, I like it. So we've got our Grunk coming up early, as well as our Eugene as well. More lands. I'm not against more lands. Could see an argument for bottoming it since we've got the 3 lands already and a Bond of Flourishing might just hit one regardless, but we're going to go for it. Let's just do Forest, Bond. Let's try hit a non-land permanent. Vraska, perfect. It's a very nice card. Since these 3s are not going to ramp us up to 6, we've got turn 3, like Beanstalk Giant perhaps. Elder Spell could be okay if this is like a 5-color Planeswalkers list. We'll have to see on that one. I think I'm going to go with the land-based ramp because it's thinning out of our deck as well. Let's get... Don't know if it particularly matters. I'll get a Swamp though. Ooh, Storev. Only gets planeswalkers or creatures, which we haven't built up a board state of just yet, so not too fab there. I guess we just go with a Vraska. I'm going to tick up, but I'm not going to sacrifice because I don't need any cards in my hand right now. And I kind of want the lands, so we're just going to tick her up and work her towards the ult, but also give that little bit of a backlog full of minuses available to us later as well if we need them. Which this deck might need them. Things like Chromatic Lantern are definitely something that I want to murder with Vraska, so all the 3-mana rocks are not safe. And if we get a land, we can Grunk and start ticking up on the wolf tokens and get Grunk getting his emblem the turn after he comes down. Vraska and Grunk. It's a terrible, terrible combo and I love it. There's a Tamiyo. Alright, well. It's an Elder Spell waiting to happen. So, ticking up on your Singleton deck. Tamiyo! I'm not sure where I stand on that card. Its tick-up is absolute garbage. You have to get amazingly lucky, but late game, when you just get to pull a card out of your graveyard, it can be really useful. That being said, there are so many just recursion-based cards, especially in 5 colours, of course, that you can just pull those cards regardless, so... I don't know. I think you've really got to want to use the self-mill on Tamiyo for it to be worth it. So they went with Assassin's Trophy and then rolled over Fire's Invention and Garruk, so it is definitely a Planeswalker-based deck. We unfortunately missed our land drops, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to float some mana, and this one I'm going to actually sack the land, so we can try and float mana and draw the land for the turn. Yes. Which allows us to Grunk. Oh yeah, why didn't he kill Planeswalkers? He's still in like Planeswalker murdering mode. He's probably too powerful in all honesty, but he should definitely be able to do that. Alright, so I think we're in a tremendous position, just so long as they don't have an Elder spell of their own, which would definitely be quite grim. They do have Fires of Invention they can minus on Tamiyo, so it's an argument, I suppose, to go for the Eugene kill Tamiyo instead. But they're ticking up, so not too bad. Potentially, anyway. We'll see. They went for Assassin's Trophy before, they're going to go for it again. They are indeed. Rolls over a Mortify and a Ral. Those are the cards of note. I am quite hesitant to actually just Elder Spell. I really don't think I need to. I think I'm just going to... Actually, I shouldn't have done this. I was going to say I'm just going to sack a wolf, but I should have gone into combat first. I suppose what I can do, though... Ooh... is I can just ult my Garruk now, which is what I planned on doing anyway. Give all my creatures +3/+3. Put him back in the command zone.
We are relentless.
Yes, we are. Alright, so I need a land or a land-based creature, which is obviously a thing I have. I'm going to attack Tamiyo here, so there's no minusing to be done. Ooh, I buzzed. Price of Fame. Alright. You got it, friend. And then we'll just do Paradise Druid Leyline Prowler. Although we haven't made our land drop, so maybe I'll go Once Upon a Time instead. For the land drop. It's probably better to thin than anything else. Yeah, it's nice to use the Elder spell just to keep Garruk alive, but I think that the fact that they're super friends means that this card is more important than just a quick tick up while getting to keep my Garruk. I think in the long time it will benefit. In the long term it will benefit me. Oh, Command Tower, not bad. Leyline Prowler. That's a 5/6 Death Touching Lifelink? Yes. And Trampler. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure Vraska ults, right? I don't want to hover it just in case my opponent's not thinking about it. Alright, well, yes, it was actually ready to ult. That would have been lethal.
I won't forgive this.
I won't forgive this. But we have Casualties of War, so we can actually do some damage here. I mean, I'm not really going to get my Vraska back, but I am going to go for Enchantment and Planeswalker here, and land. So Enchantment, Planeswalker, land, and I think this should just close it out. So, Enchantment, we're going to just destroy their mana. Going to kill that 5-color land and kill their Tamiyo. And I'm pretty sure there's no chance in hell that they ever come back from this. Grab whatever land we want, doesn't really matter. Get in for 5. It's a shame Fires of Invention isn't 3 mana, otherwise I would have gone for destroying the Prison Realm and then Vraska minus. But not meant to be the case, apparently. Jungle Hollow, you say? Alright, well. Actually, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually need Leyline Prowler to be untapped. This might have been a mistake going to combat, but we've got options, I suppose. We got Eugene instead, if we want to go that way. Eugene minus on Prison Realm is definitely a thing, so I'll get the 5 damage in this turn. If I can, we'll see. And then we'll minus the Prison Realm, get the Vraska, start that ticking up again. Drown in the Lock, beautifully timed. Alright, that plan worked out, because nothing I was going to do pre-combat was going to resolve. Wasn't really expecting counter magic from our opponent for sure.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy.
I'm just going to tick up and say nothing on this one. I want the mana. So Eugene's going to be making 5/5s thanks to the Grunk Cursed Huntsman trigger there. This gets Field of the Dead, I'm assuming. Could get like Interplanar Beacon, I suppose. Yeah, it's Field of the Dead. Alright. So let's make a 5/5.
Secret.
Let's get Grunk out here. I guess we want to just kill Golos. Let's get him out of here. Draw a card. It's just a 1-mana locket thanks to Eugene. And now we're going to tick up and sack a land. We'll go after the swamp. Alright. Since we got the 1-mana locket, that's mana ramp, so I don't really need my lands as much. And I've already got a disgustingly powerful board already established, making 5/5s every turn on Eugene. Garrick's making 2 5/5s every turn. And Vraska is just about ready to ult, so we can do tick up Eugene, 0 Grunk, Elder Spell both of our Planeswalkers, ult Vraska, swing for lethal. At least that's the plan. We'll see how that works. If this is a tick up, it's definitely going to work. Alright, so we go Forest, we tick up. We're going to make some Wolves.
Stay on the trail.
We're then going to Elder Spell. Let's target you. Actually, we only have to target you, actually, so... Kill Liliana. Put the counters on Vraska. Ult Vraska. Swing for lethal. Boom. Could even get that zombie out of the way if we didn't have trample, but we do. So any damage is enough to kill our opponent here. So it's just a matter of them deciding that the game is over, choosing to block pointlessly or just let the damage through. Understandably, it has been a bit of a ruffle stomp, so our opponent might be a bit upset by how that game went. Because this deck is busted. Good lord, it's broken. Alright. Vraska Emblem. Opponent explodes. Damn, I love this deck. This thing is a piece of art, I tell you. Alright then, we're in, and we're up against Brawl hero himself, Chulane, Teller of Tales, so Bant and 2 for a 2/4 with Vigilance. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, and then you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield, and then when he doesn't have Summoning Sickness, you get to pay 3, tap him to return a creature you control to its owner's hand, so he can also bounce himself. So really important that we remove this card as much as humanly possible, and this hand is definitely capable of doing that. So we've got some early game ramp, we've even got some card filtering. I like this. The land is also very nice. So some early game pressure with a Once Upon a Time would be nice, I suppose. It's like we've got 2 natural draws before we even have to use our Once Upon a Time as well. Ooh, Paradise Druid. Okay. It's not as good as Arcane Signet as such, but we'll take it. I'm sure our opponents also got their own Paradise Druids. It's a lot of ramp into like big creatures like Agent of Treachery, which we've got to worry about, I suppose. Hopefully Grunk is ready to go before then, though. Alright, so we're going to play a Swamp. We're going to use our free Once Upon a Time. And Shifting Ceratops. There you go. Protection from blue. Can't be countered. So no Frilled Mystics. I like all of that. And I guess we'll go with the Arcane Signet. We could actually do the Paradise Druid. It does mean that our opponent has to play something down, otherwise they're taking damage. But the likelihood is I'm just going to slap down a Shifting Ceratops and use that to ramp instead, so let's use something that's a little less interactable. Ewilds and Maraleaf Pixie. Alrighty then. So, we got a Eugene. Oh, that makes me just want to ramp. We could have either Grunk or Eugene down next turn instead of a Shifting Ceratops if we went with the Paradise Druid. Sure, why not? They could have Frilled Mystic open next turn, though. So we'll have to see. But Shifting Ceratops can get haste as part of his activation, so, you know. We don't necessarily have to bring him down on turn 4. We can bring him down the next turn and still get the same amount of damage in realistically. There's a Knight of Autumn. Boo hiss. Alright. You got it, friend. 1 blue. Spectral Sailor? Or are we just... Oh, we're just trying to go to combat. accidentally failing the combat step, I get you. Alright, well, let's start hasting through then. Haste, please. And let's go. Knight of Autumn can block shifting Ceratops for now, but they're choosing not to do so. We've got the Murderous Rider for Chulane, which might be coming down right now. It's possible we want to wait until they've got protection for him, though. I'd certainly be considering that, since Grunk can come down and just minus on him. Faeboro Elder. Yeah, you see, that's the mana they need. Clackbridge Troll. It's a good card. I approve of that card. Let's get some more... I guess some more swamps. Then again, we might want some balance of mana later. It's just that we've got all black right now, but 2 green, discounting the Paradise Druid, which might die. Yeah, let's just grab another forest. So I guess we're just swinging. Let's see what they block with. Nothing. Well, I think it's Grunk time. Play Grunk. And we're gonna 0. They can get in with the Maraleaf Pixie, I suppose, but other than that, we've got Eugene and things like that doing the stuff. Fairy Vandal is very good with Chulane, since you draw a card off of every creature entering. Yeah, it looks like they're definitely planning on ramping first. And now they've got 3 mana to work with, which can allow them to get at least a little bit of advantage off of Chulane before he inevitably dies. I mean, this is a board state full of scary mana dorks. Not gonna lie. Ooh, that's a good card. How about my Garruk Never Dies? That's great. We do have the mana to do all of that, so we could do like Eugene minus Chulane or something like that. Or we could do Gaia's Ghost Form on Grunk, minus Grunk on Chulane. Let's just shove him in the graveyard. And he comes right on back. Kills Chulane. And then we get to Eugene. This is a pretty cool turn. Eugene, we're just going to minus on one of our wolves. And then we're going to give every creature we ever play +3/+3 and trample. To the command zone, please.
Join the stampede.
Those are some big creatures. One of them protection from a good third of our opponent's deck. Alrighty then. Yeah, they can kill Eugene, but our board state's just disgustingly good. Play Clackbridge Troll, start generating some big boys, Murderous Rider for Chulane when he comes back down again, and then slowly work our way back up to replaying Grunk and having him make 5/5s. Honestly, the amount of times when throwing away Grunk is just actually a pretty good turn. He's unreal. Like, I don't know, there's an urge to keep him on board, but I think his emblem is just too powerful not to achieve, and obviously there's a lot of potential for him to just never get to his ult. A lot of these mana dorks, for example, I can't really stop, short of giving Ceratops reach and not getting in for the damage, but I think an 8/7 protection from blue is just too good. Like, most of their removal, if we're going to call it that, is going to be blue, right, for bouncing. Maybe a bit of Prism Realming or something like that. Deputy Detention is a creature that they could use. Can't touch Ceratops, so... yeah, they just got to face the 8/7 beats until the end of time. And it's just too much. Even Murderous Rider is, what is he, a 5/6 Trampling Lifelink for 3 mana? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's episode. We actually went completely flawless today with this deck, so highly recommend checking this particular list out. It is super fun to pilot. Good old Grunk Wildman, right? he is a good boy. I never had any mana issues. I was a little worried that the curve was a little flat. But, you know, I think there's a sufficient amount of mana dorks in here and mana rocks, so we never really struggled to get there. Kaya's ghost form was very amusing as well, just making sure that nothing that dies goes away. It's really good for exactly what we used it for there, really. The kill our Grunk and then use our Grunk again kind of strategy. Since we're planning on ulting him, you know, we can ult him and bring him back and make 2 5/5. So Kaya's ghost form, really, really tasty. You can even get that back with, not Unreal Lich, Golgari Finebroker. Let's pull a permanent back. So you got a repeatable 3/4 there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think. Other than that, though, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed Brawl Day. Hope you are looking forward to future Brawl days, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.